Welcome, welcome, namaste. I hope everybody is shining, everybody is beautiful, everybody feeling lovely, and welcome to the world that I am. Today no roaring, today very peaceful. I actually wanted to make video about free will, but I changed my mind. I'm not doing much of simple scientific stuff and consciousness and like that. So I changed my heart and I wanted to share some deep truth, science, in a loving way, simple way, so everybody can understand. I want to share my story because I was always thinking I have to reach something higher, but later I realized I had something much higher already from very beginning, and it was beautiful. And this video I want to focus on the consciousness, where consciousness in ascension is heading, consciousness of human being, how it should be, how it was meant to be, and activations are in the air now. Codes are there for everybody. Love is reigning. Everyone who wants to ascend and who is already on that level can experience these beautiful gifts of being, embodying, being, not being connected, but being that I am connected to, becoming. As above, so below. Isn't that beautiful? You speak and you know God is speaking, but you speak by your will, your choose of words, and you know what you speak even if you first time speak it. You understand it. You are the knowing yourself. It's the beautiful feeling, but only you and Source know that for sure. So this video is educational. Nobody should believe and trust blind faith what I'm speaking. Feel and just get the teaching out of it. I don't want to convince anybody because I will put my story in it. And anyway, all the teachings should be like that. Who wants to convince anybody into something is not a true teacher. He just wants to sell his faith. Everything what I do, poetry, even crazy things, on my page sometimes, beautiful things. Everything's beautiful, everything is lovely. Everything I do to activate the answer within you, not for you to believe this in your mind. This is most important. The answer is within us, not outside. And everything we believe that others tell us, and we believe it. It's programming, another religion, belief. No, the truth is within you. And I want to give emphasis on that my work is only for that. To activate and give you the truth that you are. This is just also codes and words, energy and love. And this is what it's about. Who wants to convince you something is a false teacher, if you ask me. Be blessed. So, many gifts are now available, and everybody on their own level are to experience divine gifts, opening of connection, of being, greater connection, greater being, embodying, being the word. I am from the heart. You know, it's beautiful. Psychic connections, abilities. Regardless what your mission plan is, what you are here to do, what you are already doing, already feeling, already mastering and developing, is to enhance. So all the gifts you have, you can expect them to jump on another level according to these energies. But this is the geometrical code in the matrix. So according to our synchronicity, how we match in our consciousness, in our receiving, or in our holding on to that geometric structure, that much we can experience. It's all about us. We choose to let go of the old consciousness, to implement the new consciousness, which is completely opposite. You know, that's why I'm doing so much about free will and self-power and this. But today I wanted to little break and give something educational more. But everything is educational. This is more science. So yes, codes are there, but everybody can experience them according to match their own geometrical structure of their own personal divine matrix. So if you're matching very much already, done much work, you can experience really greater level of consciousness that you have been now being. Ascension is real. It's about becoming the divine, God, source, however you call it, the energy, love. I will choose more to call love, not God, and not that I'm poet. I like to choose to really everything, all the words, to confuse a little bit and like this, but it's multidimensional. I love all the words of the divine. And you're becoming just that. Mighty God is a living man, a living human being, golden, divine, ascended human being, as it was meant in the beginning. So now in the end, the beginning, no end. This is beautiful, huh? And it's real. And it starts with consciousness, and body is to follow. And body is following very much. That's why so many problems, many times. Everything is fixing, everything is ascending to less dense fifth dimensional energy, even your body. But now let us focus on consciousness. So, I wanted to share my story because since awakening I had some gift, and I don't know, so much suffering and so much everything that I didn't consider how great already this is, because my life was showing much karma, much tensions, much inner healing, mental problems, and so many things, you know. So yes, but I knew I had it. But I was like, since awakening, if I really connected, I could speak from the heart that time and know that God is speaking, Source is speaking. I was in India actually most into Sufis and most into Source Advaita after Hare Krishna, into Bauls, into Fakirs, all who believe in that already. It's practice about that you are God embodied in human body. Like Jesus said, you have to do greater things. And how to become. I was focusing on this, so I had no separate beliefs. First 3 years of awakening, yes. After, no more. So I was receiving and did not even focus on anything else, like angels and ascension and like this. Sometimes, somehow, Source has taken away this from me until I was ready. I was just focusing on the Source. And this was present in India, in many schools of spiritual enlightenment. And I started with divine love to Radha Krishna, so I connected everything together. And I started with Jesus from birth. since my grandmother and living next to church and like that. So I went through a long path, and I started very early, but even as a kid felt connection, felt the presence of Jesus, felt like this, but did not put much attention, just it was there. And then after, when I went to India, it was like clear in my heart that I learned everything and got to the level from just that, and I was 22 years old, and I left and searched. How long did not find almost completion. So I was actually, when I was introduced to people who channel, to people who have connections and speak to angels, to like this, I was actually thinking they have something so much higher than I have. Always. I want this. And sometimes, yes, you are lonely if you're like this, but I'm never lonely because I realized source is in my heart. Everyone is in my heart who is within the source. But actually, I was thinking I have something lower, but so much karma and so much dealing with everything that my life was showing, and the relationships with people and everything, that my life was showing I'm not enlightened. And also my own drama and like this, but did not even realize how great gift I have. So when I came from India, I was already on very high state of consciousness and really dealt with most of the karma, with most of attachments, with all this stuff, and really got connected and really speaking from the heart. Like when somebody came, just could always happen, and when I'm writing something, always happen. But I was always thinking, they speak with angels, they all speak with God. Some I want to speak also, but always but this was normal for me for years to speak from the heart and know that I'm speaking and know it's the truth spoken by God, it's by source. And first time speaking it, first time hearing it, but speaking it by my will, my words, and knowing it, understanding it, as it was spoken, knowing it. And this was something that was given to me when I was awakened, but got intensified and intensified. But it dealt with my own stuff, did not listen to me, to myself. So later, when I actually started teaching here 3 years ago, I realized through everything I saw, through my own in-depth realizations, and through also confirmations of so many channels and like this, that this is the next stage. This is the stage we are going to, no more separation. And I realized, oh, but still I want to be lonely. What is this? And then I got more and more abilities to know from which energy I'm speaking. That's why sometimes I was addressing, this is Archangel Michael message, this is this Divine Goddess message, Radha message, Mother Isis message, Mary Magdalene message, Sananda message. I was like, because I knew from which part of the heart I'm speaking. And we all are. Anyway, my heart was there, but my mind was not so much aligned even there like now. And how I acted and like this, still so much was to be dealt with in consciousness. But this I had. And now it's 100% crystal clear to me how this is. And many those who are ascending, they know we seek this. But I don't mean that I was all aligned with that and ascended like that time 3 years ago, close to enlightenment, but not yet. And I know, because I know how I was with relationship with people and how I was with dealing with relationship and dealing with misunderstandings and dealing with everything and with own pain and fears and everything. So I know how much was there and how it looks now. But this I had like a gift from the beginning. I know I was always calling it the word. And it's beautiful because so this is everyone's being of the word, that I am you, because there is only one source. And we all are connected on the end of end on the source of divine feminine and divine masculine, source of darkness and light, source of mother and father, you can say, but source has no form. No one can say what is source, how it looks like. Source is God. Nothing is known about the source, but from the source, everything is known, and being the source, everything is known to you, and you become knowing of that truth. But no one can tell you what is the source. Source of everything. It's like beautiful said in Vedas. When source fell in love, as I am, they say, Brahman, when felt in love, when she appeared, the creation goddess, just started expanding, because more and more as she appeared, more he fell in love, and she was expanding herself. So she's that everything source. Nothing. Nobody knows. What is the source? But for the goddess, we all know what is the goddess. Because it's everywhere. Everywhere is goddess. So we are becoming source and the goddess embodied. That I am in love. Creation is our body. And being that knowing and that source truth. Yourself from the heart. Love. Because love and God are one. And that I am love also. And ascension is truth. You know you are the truth. You speak the truth. You can maybe first time hear it. You speak by own words, by own joking system if you want. Everything is a joke. Everything is a show. So, yes. No more separation. Then I realized I always wanted to channel. And I realized, no, I had that what is above. But I still want to speak sometimes with divine beings, I don't know. But okay. They're speaking through me, that's better. I speak through them, or whatever. It's beautiful. We all are one, we all are that I am on the beginning, and we all are becoming that. I'm not sharing this story to share some special gift. It was just given to me, awakened at 22, now I'm 36, or 21, I don't know directly, but okay, somewhere there. It's not so much gap. And we all are just that. We all actually in this matrix of darkness, of separation in 3D, we are separated. We are separated from who we are, from that I am, from the source of everything, God, however you call it, universe. But it's so much greater than the universe, because the source of all universes, the creation. No. So there are levels of ascension. Higher self, source, maybe higher source, I don't know. I'll share some poetry, like in the Vedas they described it. Krishna is sleeping. Krishna is sleeping and dreaming. And this is such because they are set multiverses. You know, they are infinite universes all around the creation. It says Krishna is sleeping, and as he breathes bubbles of air that go out, infinite bubbles, are universes creating themselves and being. And as he inhales, as he sleeps, the creation ends. One breath, entire creation is. Entire creation is like expressed in that poetic way, like one breath. Maybe it feels like that, for sure, when you live it. It's just moment, one moment now, one breath. To become that source that doesn't know that himself because he's sleeping, but the source of everything. It's how I don't know how I speak this when I speak, but when I speak it, I know it and it's finished. Knowing of that. And I was always, from gurus in person, from mentors, from teachers, I could not learn nothing. They just confused me. But when I learned from myself, when speaking in that source state, like speaking to myself, schizophrenia, I called it always divine schizophrenia. I called myself divine schizophrenic because I was joking. I was a joker always, because I know there was my source self speaking and my this idiot self of this world suffering and learning and resisting, and was really, it's a quite show. But on the end, you get that idiot under control. And he's cooperating, nice, walking with old man. Mama, yes, this is the man, idiot. Mama is in the heart. So, nicely taken care. Mind is at peace because listens to mommy in the heart. There we are heading. There we are heading. No more fear, no more darkness, no more negativity and negative projections, mental, emotional, which create negative reality we do not want to see. No more doubts, no more messing with each other's business, no more trying to attack what others do or correct it or advice against their will or like that. Only if they are crossing the road or like this, if car hits them or some danger, then it's good to violate their free will because otherwise something bad will happen. But like this, messing with energy of others in any way. In 5D also, when you think somebody is doing something wrong, how he is acting in his creation, in his manifestation, in his art, and he's not asking you for advice because it's violation of free will if you have that. I have to tell you something, this you're doing wrong and like this. What about if it's like this and that? Like this little challenges. This is in 5D doesn't exist. Because everyone is being the source embodied in their heart. You understand? Knowing the same source of all knowledge and being. Just that. There's no confusion. Everything is multidimensional, so we understand the purpose, why something is created, for what purpose, and we don't feel when we're not so connected. we may feel something else, and then because we see that in our mind, we see our own illusion in what somebody is doing, and then we have to tell them, no, you have to do it like this. Or maybe, what about if somebody's, when you push your own way and try something because you don't like what somebody is doing, you don't agree with it, you don't accept it, and these are very small violations, but they don't exist. Like, these are considered all violations in 5D, because everything has purpose, but everybody is doing in their own dimension and for the purpose of whatever the purpose is. Very clear consciousness of no violation, but doing best from your own true heart and will, and that's what you are the best with, and what resonates with you, doing that in fullness, creating, expanding that creation, and focusing on those and that what you agree with and what you can co-inspire to enlarge and expand and create something beautiful. And what we don't agree with, me and you, we don't do together. We agree that we disagree in our own purpose of intention, why something is done. And it's beautiful. And we focus only on that, what makes our hearts blossom more, creation expands, and more beauty, like flower gardens, and everyone who has different purpose, different intention. Intention is all should be love. In fifth dimension, if there's purpose and intention against love cannot exist, so everything is all right. We just according to the way we are here meant to perceive things and have vision, and the way we have to act, we feel a little bit differently or understand a little bit differently. Just not for us. It doesn't resonate from us. We know it's just not according to our color. And we move to something what is. And that's why all the beautiful things expands. And there are no violations. There are no violations here. Mind is under control. Opposition and these things are gone. When your heart becomes one with the source, and your mind aligned, oppositions are gone. And you are allergic on them. You're not doing it and you don't want it. You respect everyone as their God and they have free will that God has given to everyone. Source. And like I said before, it's prime directive of God, of Source, free will. So if we want to ascend, if we want to become that word that I am, we want to become that what we were meant to be. Mighty God is a living human being, golden human divine being, diamond being, embodiment of the source of everything and everyone in your divine human body. We have to stop violating. We don't like it. We don't agree. It's not for us. Everyone has free will. We focus on expanding beauty. Or like I do. I don't attack people all over the internet, but in the artistic way. This is beautiful because you have to stay. And when you are in that state, you don't want to attack people, but you want to create, like I did this joke with dicks before. Something bothered me. I could attack. I give them sometimes a lesson when they need. I don't want to fight with them. I just give them a message that they understand, that they see the mirror of what they're doing. If they are doing something to others and I see it. I don't like to fight, I like to create something, make a joke, make a teaching out of it. So all is creation, all is art. In the fifth dimension there are no violations, so there is no need for such art. But when you are trying to express and teach and give the codes for to present some violation here from fifth dimensional point of view, you have to use. You have to focus sometimes on awareness. And this is shadow work. And these teachers, spiritual teachers, we do a lot to speak about things that are not in alignment, but from fifth dimensional point of view, and not about the world, but about the kingdom of God is within you. Teacher doesn't teach you what's happening in the world, spiritual teacher, but about the kingdom of God that is within you, and about things that are not in alignment, how to release them, so that in the art, in the word, in that code, one can see that. So, as I have something great now, greater than I ever had, and it's beautiful, and I'm nourishing it, and it's always more beautiful, more diamond, more shining. Myself I have, my source self. And I want to give others just that, to be greater than that, because I haven't started yet. It's expansion of consciousness and embodying and being more love that I am. You is infinite. It expands to infinity. There's no end. And I just, like I said, I didn't beg. That's why always blessing others to be greater than you, because there's no greatest level of consciousness. So to bless everybody to be greater than you, blessing yourself even greater. That's the key. Fifth dimension. We don't no more envy each other, but we bless each other more. And we feel it really when we say it. Because such is the desire of the source for everyone. But our realities have to align. We have to go through things that we have to go through to achieve just that. And it's just amazing, you know. Always had that connection of being, but I did not think I would reach enlightenment in this consciousness. I mean, I don't mean full physical ascension. This is something different. There's ascension is consciousness, which is called enlightenment, but full physical ascension, when you're complete, your body is no more of this world, but in this world, which is no more this world, but becoming heaven on earth. But consciousness is enlightenment when you leave the matrix, when you start living from your being in fifth dimensional way, free of fear, no more mind guiding you, but heart guiding the mind. Stop violations to others, focusing on your own creation with those who you dance with, birds of your feather, and focusing on that what resonates with you to create more beauty, just more of that. And that destroys all the darkness. Darkness is opposition, all the wars and everything in the world is opposition. So we have to stop our opposition. Kingdom is within, so our opposition, constant opposition for one another is causing something great in the world, great opposition. As within, so all around. So we're going there. And that's why I was speaking about how I wished to channel always and to have that separate connection, not only being and knowing that source is speaking and I'm speaking. And Many now who channeled, their channeling stops, and they are maybe feeling in darkness, and they feel they lost connection. I see this sometimes on posts of others. No. If you channeled, beloved angel, beloved master, if you channeled, I'll tell you something. I'll tell you one secret. Can I tell you one secret? Just reset. It's enough. Your higher self, source, whoever the higher self is, originates from the source and represents some energy of the source. Source is the source of everything. So your higher self and the source said it's enough of separation. Now it's time for you to become. Now it's time for you to embody that I am. Source and love, fullest creation, fullest being of your own word, your own will, your own love that I am. You are that embodied. And if it stopped, it always stops on some level when you are ready, and it feels like darkness, feels like all connection is lost. You have to know the next stage is a small reset usually. It lasts for somebody, depends, usually some days or weeks. And then you started realizing, being the truth, being the way, being the light, being the word spoken. I am from the heart, that I am from the heart, that I am, that I am, that I am, that I am. You, and you know that, and God knows it. Source knows it, and I cannot see anything anymore. Such a rainbow's only here, and white light. Okay, beautiful. I don't need to see if I stay in that position. I was thinking, okay, you don't lose me. Let me put myself together a little bit in this. It's beautiful. Love you. So, what to say? Nobody will know. You cannot convince anybody. That's why in the beginning of the video I said this is not to convince anybody, but to transmit that just same being and same activations, remembrance to you, to be greater. As I had this gift, and it was actually the greatest gift, and it was somehow activated within me very early. Do not anymore matter if anybody will. That's why I cannot take no advice if I don't ask for it. And I don't ask for it sorry. I was for 10 years like this because from teachers I could not really get it. But when I listened, me speaking from the heart, although my being was not in alignment, it was really like divine schizophrenia. I called it divine schizophrenia always because nobody could really tell me what it is. Like being a teacher who teaches you and doing everything wrong in this world, and you knowing you yourself teaching you. This is my insanity. Anyway, I was also born autistic, highly active, so we are not of this world, and I never knew how gift this is. But it was really like me not listening to myself. Me with small letter and myself with greater source self. But I wanted to channel always. I wanted always to talk with angels. And like I said, I knew I was not enlightened and I was doing some stupid things and had such karma and such experiences and like this. So I was not fooling myself. And I was thinking that channeling is greater, but no. And how many channels can confirm you this is the next stage. And this is what we are here for, to end the separation and to become. And nobody cannot convince you anymore anything. When you want to do something, when you decide something, you take no advice. That's why I'm so, if I ask for prayers and blessings, if somebody starts advising me, I have to tell them stop. I did not come from advice. I know what to do. I know what I want. Please just pray and send some blessings. I wanted advice. I would ask you. You become the Chirut. You know what you want. You know where your heart is. It cannot change anymore. Mind can change. The truth in heart cannot change. You know what is your work. You know how to do it. And you're learning always, but in different way. And if you need something from someone, you ask. And you don't want something else. You know, if you need advice, you will ask. So that becomes the consciousness. I did not have this when I had that connection always, that I could spoke source from the heart, and I knew that I was speaking always. And I knew that God is speaking. I did not have these gifts, what I'm speaking now. But this is where I am now for some time already, 2 years almost, a year or something. And this is where we are going. We become the Chirut. And others don't have to. I'm allergic even to the word opinion, because opinion means just some mental concoction in the matrix of the mind, and that is just your own calculation. But being the Chirut is from the heart, from the light of love of Goddess, that is you, that I am, and God, and that source, and everything. That's the real Trinity, source, God, Goddess. Knowing this is the Chirut, and what they tell you, what they want to, what they get confused in, you know why you said it, you know it's the Chirut, you don't want to answer to no one, you don't want to explain it if they challenge you. I like to explain sometimes when somebody is just in comment asking because of sincere heart. But if somebody wants to challenge us something because they have different opinion, then I have no mercy. Because I'm only here to give my love and activations to those who want it. And if you are in your own truth, why you have to tell others? And then why? What about if this is like that or this is why? Be in your own truth. But if somebody asks in comments that is confused about something and sincerely wants to, I will give nice answer. But I will not deal with explanations and trying to prove myself and answering to. This is just challenge, and it's again a violation. And you don't want to do that. You are the Chirut, and Chirut does not defend itself. Chirut does not explain itself to no one. Chirut is the Chirut, like lion is the lion. You cannot change the lion if you think that lion is a squirrel. You know, cannot. We can think it's a lion, it's a squirrel, but it's not. And if you will tell to the lion that he's a squirrel, he will roar at you, and you'll know it's a lion. This is the Chirut. You are the Chirut. And you will know more, want to fight for Chirut, want to be right. And you will also not allow others to try to approve your Chirut or tell you that this is not the Chirut and challenge you to fight and debate with them over the Chirut and this. I don't know, this is me. I just want to spread my work, my Chirut, who wants to accept it, who feels it, not believes it in the mind, who resonates with it, okay, beautiful. They can learn from me, I can give them so much without dealing with all these sensitive things with others. They can focus on something they like I do, and everybody who is so beautiful. No, and that's how I feel, and that's why I roar at opposition always. I have big mouth, that's my gift, the greatest gift. Because always source was speaking from that mouth and mind. But it was me and it is you also. There's no separation. Source is who we all are, only our truest self. That I am in the beginning and everyone now is just saying that I am. It's life, love. And when you are that consciousness, why you want to? Chirut will not defend itself. Chirut will just want to spread the Chirut for those who want to feel the truth and realize their own truth, their own answer within. And everything else is nonsense. That's why it's a beautiful story about Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 500 years ago, the golden avatar of India, who really transformed India, and he broke down all the Vedic restrictions so the Vedic knowledge could float out to the world in India, and to women and to other castes, the priests. He was greatest revolutionary, but Hinduism, the official, does not accept him as avatar because they are envious, because he broke down their prison. Only men of the priest caste, which is family caste, could receive the spiritual knowledge. So mean only the top cream, you know. And everyone else was restricted, and he broke that down. And maybe that's why they don't accept him as avatar. But let us leave this. You know, and he was like that. He was, until he reached enlightenment, he was the smartest. He was fighting with all the scholars, and he was 9 years old, 10 years old, and he defeated the oldest Vedic scholars like nothing. Like from so many dimensional points of view that they just had to, that their career was over. He was like Eminem of spiritual debates. He was Slim Shady. He destroyed the career of every scholar if he challenged him. He never challenged nobody, but all these old men were I feel like this also. All these old men were envious. Why child cannot be so smart? I will challenge him. But then they got so embarrassed and could not say anything because he explained to them from all points of view, so that everything what they could use and start something was shehmated. So they just old men, you know, like old scholars and like this. But why they challenged him? That's why I say he was like Slim Shady, because Slim Shady also leaves everyone alone, but they always fuck with him. And Shri Krishna Chaitanya was Slim Shady of the spiritual world, but until he was teenager. And when he grew up, then he said, actually, that's how I feel, and I have to. And he started comedy. When Vedic scholars came and want to challenge him, he said, I'm crazy. I'm completely crazy. I'm insane. I don't know nothing. I just sing on the street, and I dance. I roll on the ground. I cry. I'm all happiness. I'm too low caste for your debates. Please go to somebody who is qualified. He was like this, addressing them. He did not care anymore because he was the divine love in himself, you know. But he did so much of. He actually made a first peaceful demonstration to the Muslim king who prevented the spreading of singing mantras on the street so everyone can hear it and dancing. And Vedic Brahmanas were so envious that they went to the Muslim king, because India was occupied by Muslims, and asked him to stop this. This goes against their religion. He was spreading love to their own people. And then there were some incidents with soldiers, with those who were singing, some beatings up and like this. So then he orchestrated with his own power. He orchestrated several 100,000 people to sing and go in front of the palace and sing the mantras, beautiful mantras, Hare Krishna mantras and other. You know, what can you do when 100,000 of people come? What will the army do? So the king was so full of shit and scared. He signed a document that nobody should obstruct the spreading of love, and the Vedic knowledge could come out to everyone who did not deserve it before. That's beautiful. And now we all deserve what religion told us we don't deserve, to become God, Source, and speak that, and be that, speak that word from our will, true will, from knowing, from understanding, even the first time hearing it and speaking it, to being the connection, to being the Source embodied. Now we have this right. And religion told us this is blasphemy. And this is ascension. It's like that time we had in India, they all had right to access to Vedic knowledge. Now we all had right to ascend and become that mighty God as a human living being. That's why I put this story inside. That's why I've put this beautiful story inside this beautiful video. We deserve all what Source deserves. Because we come from the Source. We are the Source. We deserve to remember that we are the Source and be that Source, being, knowing, acting. As above, so below, embodied Source. That's the son, that's the daughter, and son on this side. It's you who can become. You are already son of the Source, daughter of the Source. Just have to remember, have to become. Believe, trust. Open yourself to that. You don't have to believe blind faith. You can, if you are in beliefs much so and you don't want to offend your belief still, you can say, God, please show me the highest that I am. Let me become just that. You know best. And whatever happens, you open yourself to God, to Source. You don't deny it. You don't blindly believe it. And you go through your own connection. You protect yourself. And if you want highest, what God wants for you, you will become Source embodied and you'll know it. We all are just walking each other home, and enlightenment is becoming embodiment of God. There's nobody greater. There's no avatar of God here. But we all are just that. We can be. We remember. We open ourselves to that possibility. We release all beliefs and empty our cup. We empty our cup of all beliefs of religion. And even if we have some beliefs still that are strong, we can submit to God. Show me the highest that I am. I empty my cup of all my beliefs. You become that, and you will know that, and God will know it. And whatever they say to you, if they will crucify you, no matter, you will know. They don't know what they are doing. You pray for them. You become God embodied, Source embodied. That's God as God in human form. In acting, in being, in interactions with others. In fifth dimension, we all know we are God. We all know we are the Source. And above, fifth dimension and above, we are. So how can I challenge you? How can I doubt you? How can I oppose you? How can I violate you if I know you're God, that I am? You. That's why peace, harmony, no violations, no opposition, even slightest nothing. We all are that one unknowing truth, love, that I am at the source. So how can there be any confusion? But when you become enlightened in this world, people will get confused because people are not, and there is complete opposition of the way consciousness acts in enlightened state and in the state of this world, and you will get much opposition because you are that new way in this world. I know this. Things that are normal to everybody, like karma and answering to people, and that if somebody challenges you, you have to deal with them, and when you will step in your powers and then, no, I don't want to deal with you, deal Go deal with somebody who likes it. I leave you alone. You leave me alone, please. They will tell you it's something wrong with you. Why you're so sensitive? Why you get offended? Why you get... No, you don't need to deal with that. They can go post somebody. Your day will become, their day will become your night. I feel this like that. And you feel it's becoming like that. But I don't mean only in that gross ways how we act in this world, but also this subtle ways, like I'm speaking. If somebody wants you out of challenge, explain something and prove something right, and debate about something, and you just understand, I am the truth, I leave you alone, leave me alone, what's the problem? You focus on that, what you believe, why you have to throw this to me? You are your own truth in your own dimension, so be that. I have to deal with it. I don't want to change you. I want to change your beliefs, don't want to change your opinions. Throw them to me. I'm the truth. Feel like that. Because you will feel you don't do this to them, because when you are the truth, you see multidimensional, you perceive multidimensional truth, and you are disturbed with anything, but you are in your own power, you don't allow people to do this to you, naturally, if you are not doing this to others. That's fifth dimensional way of living, because there's no opposition, no inner, no outer, no even this subtle, small. There's complete peace, love, and harmony, and everybody is happy. We have example, if you're creating something like I create this video, somebody very confused just have to spit on it. Nobody, you don't feel nice if somebody doing this to you, you know. Nobody feels nice because you know why you did something. You know you didn't want to offend nobody, you know you didn't oppose nobody, you just spread your love. And then somebody has to, their own confusion reflected in your light, they see and they throw there, which has nothing to do, and you stop them. Because you don't want to deal, you want to spend that time, and time is getting shorter and shorter for beautiful creation. You know? You have to deal with those who think you owe something with them. Owing is karma. That's why it's so important. I didn't want to speak about free will, but it's the most important thing, I guess. To respect this free will of everybody, no more violations. And your good work, our spreading the light, will consume that. And on the third dimensional level, yes, the things are to manifest, that are to put the end. That what we want to end by force before. Because we change geometrical structure of this world behind the curtain where everything is run from. So it has to manifest on the physical. And this third dimensional, how it happens. We don't have to oppose, we don't have to attack, we don't have to prove right and wrong, we don't have to deal with it. Those who are in that state of consciousness, they are to deal with it. That's why if they come, I send them some there, because they have to deal with that. They are four-dimensional consciousness opposition, I don't want that. I send them to do that work because they are actually what we are doing and causing from fifth dimension. We don't have to deal personally with anyone to change them. If we deal with real thing, expanding heavens from kingdom within, this is to manifest as the result of our changing of the geometrical structure of the matrix of this world, multidimensional. That's why masters don't deal with no violations. And when we are done, violations are gone, there will be no more need for such teaching that free will is prime directive of everyone. And why karma is not good and how to deal with karma, how to release it, and this. Because there will be no more such things in the world. Only peace and harmony and beautiful, funny, lovely pastimes. Much fun, much comedy. Yes, but no drama. No confusion. Everything what feels good. And slowly, slowly, the memory of the times of opposition will fade away. Memory of the cross will fade away. The pain and everything. Cross we all bear in this world. This world is now taken off the cross. The entire world was crucified, no? And we are causing it by opposing and violating and like this. We don't like something, we go against it, and like kingdom is within. And we are going out of that. So this was it was quite long again, like always. Okay, but I went into many points. In the beginning was not free will. So if somebody watching now, you go to the beginning. On the end, I really give an emphasis on free will, but on the beginning, I was speaking about other attributes in consciousness that are, in my own story, I've spoken, and other attributes in consciousness that are example of fifth dimension, way that we have to be. And maybe next time I will speak about physical becoming, the ascension. This was about consciousness, becoming a new way, new human being, enlightened human being. So I hope you all enjoyed, and it was a pleasure, like always, to me to speak. I always love to speak, and you're always welcome. And if somebody wants to support, I want to do also more like these videos. You know, I like to do many things. If somebody wants to support with a coin my work, you know, you so much appreciate. I can do so much more, and even my goal spiritual, so much more is yours. I do this out of love for everyone. I don't. When I say donation, I don't mean everybody, no one to feel them they have to share something, but I trust that if I'm doing what is in my heart, my own purpose, in this level now, when I'm trying to come on the next level of my work, I trust that Source provides for me. Also, there are tests, and I have to stop saying also there are tests, even if they are sometimes. And always we have to stay. This is, yes, now I'm speaking this because it's not time for the end. The way of new consciousness is not to fear that things will go wrong even when they look like, what the fuck? You know, not to fear, but to trust and have faith that everything is to be alright and everything is to be provided. If you only do your work, what you are meant to do here, there's no more fear and no more panic what will happen, but expanding and focusing on that faith, on that truth, what you want to see, and doing that, what can bring it, and trust, because you are the source. You know what source wants from you is you yourself, that I am, and in the heart you know what you have to do, that everything will be alright, but in fear of the mind in this world, we completely different. We create that what we don't want to see, you know. We don't want to get broke, and we get broke. I'm baby master. This lesson I'm learning still. I dealt with my own karma, with attachments, with relationships, with confusion, with my mind, with everything before, but this is how it goes. And in abundance consciousness, we were deeply programmed in lack and in fear. So I'm sincere, I teach that, what I'm master of. That's why I will teach soon law of manifestations and abundance. But I have to go through what I have to, and I know why, because I was teacher many lifetimes ago that got enlightened, and many times, and in that energy we have to preach against money. So enlightened, I was speaking against money, and that's why. But now changing rapidly and always trusting, always knowing everything will be alright, and even though that Matrix is giving tests like now, this government crazy. I keep the faith. And even though it's not maybe so smoothly, but I feel it's going to go through. And that's why I ask if somebody wants to, from their heart, support this channel. I mean, this TV channel, I'm not channel, this channel I'm creating, this word that I'm speaking. You're always welcome, but nobody is demanded or anything. But a gift for both of us. I get what I need, and you get more of that what you need. And it's beautiful, that's the way. We give ourselves unconditionally out. That's why I'm healing also and doing everything like that. And yes, this is the other way of consciousness, how it is meant to be. Not no more doing business, demanding from people anything, and you know, how to say, exploitation. Because you're doing something, somebody has to give it to you something, you know, and then you're acting all guilty and all trying to make others guilty and like this. But freedom, I do my healing also like this. They ask me what's the price. I say I have no price, but if you want to share something, you're free. I'm doing for free, and if you want to do for free something, and this is my main. If somebody wants to share like I do for free, also you're welcome. I will not lament about situation in my life. I would rather. This is the way of new consciousness. You rather express that abundance consciousness and energy out. So you attract as that, not fear of lack, fear of losing, fear that something terrible will happen. So it's completely different. There's no more despair and lose of hope and focusing on what you don't want to see, like in 3D. But regardless what matrix situation is showing to you, you focus on that what you want to see, and you trust and you have faith and you are at peace, regardless what's happening. You know. Yes, not maybe always at peace here, but you're living in the heart. You listen to the mind, which has his own fears also like this. And more you're living in the heart. Living in the heart, it's enlightened state. And you control your mind from the heart. Not your mind controls you. That's why all the masters told you, live in the heart, because in the heart is hope, trust, faith, and focus on good things. And the mind is focused on shit that you don't want to see. And fear, because of fear. Mind is a fly. Heart is a bee, you are that bee, honeybee, and you drink nectar from the flower of life, from the source. Amen, a woman. So it's completely different consciousness, opposite to what is in this world. If you're thrown in a river, you trust that you will flow out. You don't fear that you will drown. And then good things happen. Like I've seen with my flute. Because there are some matrix problems showing like this flute is it's giving something in a day if I go 2 times a week. But now it's winter, now it's always over, and always time of fear for me. Because I'm doing 3 years this work, but always nothing ever happened. Strange. Not strange, normal. Just that time I thought it's strange. Because fear was more thinking that it's me. Fear was more predominant in my consciousness and trust. So it was more. When this appeared, my mind was more powerful. And like I see, if I trust it like the last time and stop, and somebody has sent me a gift same moment. You know, and way of the consciousness of fifth dimension is new consciousness. Whatever does not go smoothly and creates problems and obstructions and there are obstacles, you have to stop. It's not meant now for you to do. You will only struggle trying to you will try to fight to make it as you wish to be, but then You just waste time. So the new consciousness is trust, positivity, thinking and feeling, focusing on what is good, because you live in the heart and God is in the heart. Now living in the heart, that's being your higher self, your soul self. Because the heart is connected, soul is the heart, source is in the heart, heart is everything, mind is just separated. And when it's connected, mind is also connected with source of everything, with love in your heart, that I am. So there's trust there, there's knowing, and if you are really more and more living in the heart, regardless how the situation in Matrix is presented, you are always in that everything is to be alright. Shut up, you crazy rascal up there. Everything is to be alright. And that rascal becomes just quieter and quieter, and on the end aligned with the mind, with the heart. Source that you are, like I spoke before. You are that source, you're becoming the source, you're becoming God. Knowing and being the truth. No one can change the truth, whatever they think, say, tell you, no one can nothing. You don't tell to no one nothing, no one can tell you nothing. You are the truth and you let others be the truth. So that's beautiful. So, what else to say? I don't want to be too long. And also when I'm speaking this, I get tired. Now this is really the rainbows. Still I see only rainbows, so I have to end and enjoy the rainbows a little bit. I love you. You are the rainbow. You are the rainbow. There is no one higher, lower. We all are becoming, remembering that we are that I am, the beginning source of everything. Source of God and Goddess. Source of everyone embodied. You are the truth, you are the way, you are the light, you are love now. This is the truth. That's why when Moses asked, who am I to do this greatest thing? Was replied to him, that I am, that I am. Means I am you. There's nobody greater, nobody above anyone. We are all the same and we have different purposes. Some of us are teachers of enlightenment and some of us are there already, and we all just came home to walk everyone home, and everybody is meant to be greater than I am, and that's the greatest teaching I ever can give you. That's nothing what I'm experiencing now and am now. We haven't even begin yet, so be blessed to be 7 times greater always, and more of yourself and being that I am. And with this I end this video. I love you so much, and please be blessed forever and ever after. You are that love that I am on the beginning and on the end. There was only one that I am on the beginning, and now there are many, we are many, and because from the beginning I am one, still I am one, and I am you, and I love you, and be blessed. Namaste. Mwah.